Yeah. Okay. So we were here. Like, so any questions still here?
No, I have one question regarding the variable here in A2019. What's the difference between the default value and constant value? The constant, like
So
the
default.
value.
No, so the constant means it won't be able to change. It is a constant value, and a default value means that if the user don't give any input, then that would be treated as a default, and the bot would proceed with the default value. But if the user has given some input, it would go ahead and use the user's value.
Open the variable option or the variable configuration for the username.
Okay.
Give Muhammad
Okay.
permission to record, please.
I didn't. And you are recording, no?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What the difference between constant and default value? If there is the same value here, we can add the constant read only. It will be read from where?
Read only means you can't change the value later on in the program. But if it
And
is Kaushik, you can change the value to something else in the program somewhere later
okay,
down your.
that means
Okay,
you can assign the value for this
correct.
variable
Correct.
if it's constant.
You can't if it is a constant, you cannot assign a value to this variable again. And if it is not a constant but a default, you can assign a value to this variable.
Okay.
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 Okay. So now what I would do is, like, I would show you what are the different options available while you create a variable. So you see string we have checked. Then you have a number variable which you can which I can create. So let me show you a number variable, and say I would say it as num age kind of thing, and say the default number is say 35 or whatever, and I create it. So once I create it, as I was mentioning, you see this has come up with a different icon. So this icon is for string, this icon is for um, number. So now you have another variable called number. So similarly, if you create any of these variables, you can create any of these things as a variable. Like date time, you can create boolean, you can create file, window, credential, list, dictionary, record. So we would go through some of those later. But this is just for your knowledge that these are the kinds of variables which are permitted in A2019. So this list is a long list compared to A11, and A11 has a very limited option, and now they have come up with a long list of variables. So typically they are used, like dictionary list would be used when you are dealing with kind of arrays which contains multiple values, or dictionary when you have different kinds of key value pairs, and record is like when you get a kind of data in kind of say Excel, one row you are reading, so that would be a record. Then a table means it would give you a list of all records, and form is a different altogether kind of variable which you would know later when we would deal with interactive forms kind of thing. So so these are the options which you get in variables. Now what I would show you is like there is, if you go to the actions, so corresponding to this set, say we have dealt with two variables. So two variables, string, and the second one is number. So you see string is here, and these are the different options which you get for the string. Like whenever you have a string variable, you can do some kind of assignment. What we were talking as like if it is a constant, you cannot assign. But if it is not a constant, then you can assign a variable or a new value to that variable in the assign statement. And so these are other areas which we would cover in the sense when we would go or code, we would need in like many of those. So I would just give you a brief, like extract text. You see, it is also already coming. So extracts a substring, like when you if you give two strings, like this is before and after. I don't know if you already aware of A11. So there was a concept of before and after. So if your string lies between two strings, one it comes before that your particular string and another comes after your particular string, then if you can give the before and after, it would return you a string in between that before and after. So compare would give you whether two strings are identical or not. Find would give you whether a string or a particular part of a string is present in a text or not. Length would give you the total length. If you want to convert it to lowercase or uppercase, you have those options. Then from that you can generate a random string and you can replace a part or whole of the string. You can reverse the string, like ABCD would become DCEBA. And you can split a string if you have a like comma separated string. Then if you apply the separator, if you give like if you drag the split operation here, you would see the delimiter. So you have to select the source string and the delimiter. So if it is a comma separated, as a delimiter you would give comma, and you would give the source string, and then it would give you a list of all. So what would it return? It would return you a list. So you would have to assign that to a list. And by the way, there if you see, there is a short plus kind of thing over here. So that means if you click on that, it would open up a dialog box from where also you can create a variable. So here it says that because it demands the list kind of variable, by default it has populated a list. Like list is empty, type is list, and you can define a name and go ahead. So this option is also handy in A2019. So similarly, there are other options, like you can substring, you can do a boolean, like true false to boolean, and then string to number. If you think that your string is a number, like if I define instead of Kaushik 12, so if I define 12 and you do a to number, it would give you a return a number of value 12. So the type would change. So tree means like it would truncate the white spaces from a given string, or blanks from a given string. So these are the various options which you get in a string. Similarly, if I go to number, so number, you see, you have an option to decrement, increment, and you also have an option to convert a number to string. So this is suppose your variable is of type integer, and you want to convert it to type string, then you would need to convert it with this one. So if I drag this one over here, you would see you can either enter a number or you can select a variable. So if you select a variable, we have only one variable of type number, so num edge. But if I don't want, and if you want to give a fixed value, you can give 1 2 3 whatever. And if you give some kind of text, it would report it as an error. So it asks for a number, and then it would say if it is a decimal kind of number, then how many decimals do you want to keep when it converts to string. So suppose I am giving 234.234, and if I say number of decimals is 2, and if I assign it to some kind of variable, then what it would return is 234.23. So that is what it would return, and it would assign it to a variable. So variable, again, you can select all the existing variable, or you can create a new variable from here. So this create variable option comes handy everywhere where you need a variable. Either you can use a defined variable which are already there in your variable manager pane over here, or you can create a new variable from here. It would show over here. So this is all the options which are there in string and in number. Now suppose I would show you one, um, say, in the actions, um, we say that increment number. So this is red. Why it is red? We would show. We would see later. This is the increment number. So our number is, say, num age, and I want to increment it by some value. Say I want to increment it by 5, and say I want to store it in the same number, and then I apply. So what has happened is that my num age, which was 35, like if you see over here, it was 35. So now I have incremented it by 5. It says over here, and assign the result to the same variable, which is num age. So the num age should now have a value of 40. And why was this error? Because I didn't provide a variable over here. Now suppose I want to print the value. So how I would print the value? I would do a number to string, and what I would do is I would take my number, num age, insert, I would remove this one, and assign it to a variable. So what variable? Say I would give it, or I let's say I would create a new variable. So string age, and I don't give anything as default. I create it, and I apply it. So now if I go to actions, message box, and I would just show you whether it is getting the correct number or not. And then what I would do, I would insert the same string age. So string age now contains, yeah, so string age is the one which should contain the value. Now I save it, and I run it. So it says files, that is fine, confirm, and it would now start. It would first print the hello files. Hello files. So the sake of time, I'm closing it. It says 40. So now 35 plus 5, it has become 40. So what we have done here is we have assigned initial value to this num age, and then we are incrementing over here, incrementing num age by some value for 5, and then we are assigning that to a string kind of variable, and we are printing it in the message box, showing it into the message box. And in the list view, if you go, you would see all the steps listed over here. Whatever we have there, you can also see from here.
That means we can use the increment function for counter, yes?
Yeah, you can also increment the for counter. You can use it for incrementing the count.
Okay.
And another thing is that if you go to actions, so I showed you like number. So you can also increment or do the same kind of thing with assign kind of thing. So just try it yourself. Maybe if you have any issues, let me know. Because I would also like you to try hands-on, and I would be giving you a short kind of task, which won't take more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and you can do it. But before that, let me show another thing to you. Uh, where is that? Okay. So this is a prompt. Uh, so you see, what is a prompt? So prompt is like kind of which asks for. So prompt, when you say prompt, it is actually for a prompt for the user. So I say user input required, uh, or say user input, and this I say please input, or please provide the age. And you can mask in keystroke. So when you mask in keystroke, whatever the user is entering will not be visible. It would be masked, and else it would be like this. And then you can assign it to a variable. So I can assign it to a string age kind of variable, and then let's see what's happened.
This need for user interaction, yes?
Yes, this is for user interaction. If you need to get some value, whether what kind of value can the user provide. So the user can provide values like it can ask for a file, it can ask for a folder, it can ask for a value, or it can ask for a confirmation, yes or no.
Yeah, this is under the attended bot.
No, no, no. It is not under the attended bot. It is some kind of prompt. But yeah, you are correct. Like so you see, at many places it is like initially you would need some kind of value, and then the bot would run unattended. So this is not a completely attended scenario. You can say that it is some kind of user interaction. If required, you can use this, but this is not totally unattended automation, not attended automation. The attended automation is something different, but yes, you can also use this prompt for attended automation to some extent. Okay, so if I run it, it would confirms. Now it is checking and compiling, notifying device. So as I have been using some kind of different packages, so most likely it is getting an update for that packages if it already doesn't have it. So that's the reason it is waiting over there. And see, now a prompt, user prompt has come, and it is asking, please provide the age. So now if I provide 55, what happens? So hello Fayaz is fine, but it still takes 40. Can you tell me why?
Because the action here, the increment.
Yeah, because of the action increment it's 5. But you see, we have yes, that's correct, because what we have done is we have taken the value over here and assign it to string age, right? Please provide the age. We are string age, we are assigning it to string age. So at this point, string age has a value of 55, but when it is here it is assigning a different value to string age. And what is it? It is the calculated one. So that's the reason when we are printing over here, you are getting 40 and not 55. So these are the few things which I wanted to cover today. And before you have any queries, I would come to the queries a bit later. If you have queries, you can definitely ask me. But please understand what you need to do as a small task so that you get acquainted with it. So what you need to do is you would have to Um, I would show you another small command. Just try it if you are able to work with it, or tomorrow we can whenever we meet we can discuss. So there is another command like loop. So whatever I have shown, in addition to this, you all would need a loop command to work with the assignment. So what you need to do? First step, you would need to take an input from for the bot. Input means whatever I showed, input from the bot, and it would be the loop count, like how many times the loop it would loop. Okay, suppose you give 10 or 20, so it should loop 10 times or 20 times. Then
Okay.
within the loop, what you are required to do is you are required to print the count in a message box.
Okay.
Okay, and once you have that count, when you are finally out of that loop, you would ask the user whether he wants to close it, yes or no. If it is yes, you would close it. If it is no, then you would display something else, like something else to process, something like that. Am I clear?
Okay.
Very simple. I think everybody of you would be able to do it, not a problem. But just for your hands on, I want to get you started so that you also feel comfortable as we progress. So that is what I had plans for today. And now let me know if you have any queries.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, for the example, take an input from the bot 10 times, then print the count and ask the user to close or not. If yes, close it. If no, display another display
Right,
message box. Yes?
right,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
So I think that is what I wanted to discuss. But like what I am seeing, don't take it otherwise. What I am seeing is that all the questions are like from Fayaz only. But I hope other people are also comfortable with how I am going, because I am going very slow. So one, if you are not comfortable, just let me know so we can revisit. Like anywhere, if you have any issues you are not able to understand, I can go it 2 3 times, not a problem. But these are the basics. So if the basics are fine, then it would be in the subsequent stages it would be easier. Otherwise those it can be a problematic. That's the reason. I know you are have programming background, so not a problem, but still wanted to highlight.
Thank you, Koshi.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Kushik.
okay, thanks.
Kushik, but I want to just ask you about the number of session, or the session it will be every day, or we can schedule it based on our time. So I don't know, مثلا, for example, if we can on Friday and Saturday we are off here, and we can take more one than session. So
Yeah, so what we can do,
if
Fayaz, like, yeah. Now, I understand fully what you say. So what we would do from next weekend is like Saturday, Sunday, probably we can cover more either in a single session, like instead of 1 hour, we can do it 2 hour, something like that, or we can split it in the morning and in the evening kind of thing, 1 hour each. And in the remaining weekdays, like if it is this time around 8:30 our time, then I think it is fine for me. But if you have issues, then we can decide, like what do you say during the weekdays? Weekend is fine, what you told is fine, we can do more.
Okay. We are here in our countries in Friday and Saturday in holidays. We can full extra session. We can take extra session in Friday and Saturday if you can give it to us. That's
exactly.
it.
exactly
Okay,
Friday
but
and Saturday.
so your holidays are Friday and Saturday. That is you,
Friday
what you
and
are telling, right?
Saturday, we are free
Yes,
all of the time. And Friday and
Okay,
Saturday.
okay,
from
so
the morning to
Friday,
evening.
see, yeah, so Friday, see, Friday is a full working day for me. So Friday it won't be possible because I can do a normal session like 1 hour like
Okay,
today.
okay.
So that is fine. But Saturday definitely we can do more.
Okay.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Hmm?
Okay, so just يعني to prepare all of us for the sessions. Okay, can we send you me and Faiz and Salam? We can share with you schedule for the next 3 days. Okay, to يعني for every session. Okay, from 6 for example to 8 p.m. or something like that every week.
Yeah, so you would be sending the schedule which suits you, right?
Yes, yes, to
I'm
send you a schedule.
I'm
Just
not
just to prepare ourselves, tell us about Monday and today is what Sunday, Monday and Tuesday and Thursday. Tell us that the session will be at 6 p.m. in our time.
yeah.
That's it. Confirm. We need the
Acha,
confirmation.
acha, acha, acha. Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. So, if you want a session tomorrow, we can have it. I think tomorrow is fine. So, same time as today. If it works, then it is fine for tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And regarding Tuesday, see, generally at this time it is fine. But if something urgent comes up at my office, kind of thing, then maybe there would be some kind of last moment cancellation. But you can understand, and either way it can happen from
Yes.
your side also and our side also it can happen.
Yes.
But that is fine. So I think let's keep this time if it suits for you. Then and if you have any issues, we can reschedule.
Okay, I suggest from you if you cannot attend in Tuesday, give us in Monday another task to handle it in Tuesday, and we will discuss it in the Wednesday session.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I would give it, not a problem. I would give you
Okay.
tasks and you can work on
This
those.
task will cover the all of the Sunday and Monday training, and
Hmm.
we can do it on Tuesday when you are not available to do this training.
Sure, sure, sure. I would give it. So as of now, tomorrow I would be definitely available. So let's keep it for tomorrow, and you work on this task, and then tomorrow I would give you additional tasks
Okay.
to handle. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Kushi.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
not a
you.
problem. Yeah, guys.